welcome to Series 3, Episode 16 of Oxsports Unleashed, live at Oxford Downs Cricket Club. We thank them very much. And wherever you are, in your jacuzzis, your outhouses, your bathrooms, welcome on this Thursday evening to another Oxsports Unleashed. We're pleased to have you with us. And with a slightly extended programme tonight, we feel. No waffling on the league tables required. And we're ready to go. Colin, are you ready for everything that we've got planned for tonight?
I am ready, but in your introduction you normally say if you're listening in your jacuzzi, do you actually know anybody who's got a jacuzzi?
I know somebody who's got a jacuzzi.
You, posh so-and-so.
I know.
Oh,
terrible that,
without
isn't it?
further ado, let's start the show, sir.
Yeah, and we'll start with our excellent goals show put together by our producer tonight, Patrick Lock. Again, we thank him for putting this together because it is a really good feature each week from around our county of Oxfordshire. So here's Patrick's roundup of the goals from last weekend.
Despite Oxford City losing to 0 and Banbury's game called off, thankfully our Step 4 sides ensured there was plenty of goals to look at again this week. Tame have been in excellent form of late, and they recorded yet another thumping win against Beaconsfield Town. The scoring was opened when this shot was initially saved, however was only pushed out to Charlie Stowe to net yet another goal. Their recent form has put them onto the brink of the playoff positions as they look for promotion. It was 2-0 just before the break when Harry Alexander applied a poacher's finish at the near post just a couple of yards out. Long throws have become something of a staple in the modern game, but scoring from them seems something of a rarity. However, Tame did exactly this as this throw was not cleared, with Mark Riddick thumping home to all but secure the points. The icing was on the cake towards the end as Tame scored their fourth. This lovely move down the left saw the ball reach the box nicely. Dan West received the ball in the box, took a touch and finished superbly across the keeper to complete what was an excellent afternoon for his side. Game of the weekend has to go to Didcot as they were involved in a 10-goal thriller, although I'm sure Jamie Heapy wouldn't think so as his team scored 4 and lost. After initially going behind, they levelled as Tiger Hall slid in on the line to divert Cam Mills' cross into the net. Didcot would take the lead not long after. This excellent ball down the wing saw a great chance on goal. However, the initial shot at goal was tame and easily saved. But the follow-up was knocked to the far post where Mills added a goal to his assist to complete the turnaround. Didcot would make it 3-1 before the break, but it was a moment to forget for the keeper. After initially receiving the ball, the keeper could only clear it into the backside of Tiger Hall, the forward knocking it goalwards with the ball seemingly taking an age to cross the line. Their opponents came out firing after the break and made it 5-3 because Didcot were awarded this penalty. Hall stepped up to secure his hat-trick, but unfortunately his side fell to defeat. We have footage from the combined counties north this week and from the Oxfordshire derby between Kidlington and Ardley United. Kidlington took the lead with 20 minutes to go as Latham Hawkins headed home this corner to put his side ahead, but Ardley would find the leveller later through Alfie Dunn as the spoils were shared in a 1-1 draw. A big thank you to Kidlington's Duncan Eames for sending this footage in to us, and there will be more reaction from this game in Thursday's main show. As always, head over to Spotify for the latest episode of the Lock Ryde Oxfordshire Football Roundup podcast, taking a look at all levels of football across the county. A new episode is available to listen each week. For now, however, let's head back to the studio for some more Oxsports Unleashed.
Our thanks there to Patrick Lock. 3 different hairstyles on that end bit of Patrick Lock. That was over the years, wasn't it? I thought on that. That was brilliant. Thank you for that, Patrick. It was a great roundup. And also thanks to Duncan Eames providing the footage of the Kidlington goal there with his GoPro in a great position to showcase that particular piece of skill and header. So thank you to Duncan. And that just sort of brings me round to any pieces of footage that you would like us to use on the show. We've obviously used Duncan's tonight, and hopefully that will continue over the remaining weeks of Oxsports Unleashed. But you can send your clips at our email address at oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. There it is down the bottom, oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, and it can be a goal, it could be an interview, it could be a new sport, anything you think, it could be just something that's happened that's quite comical, please do send it to us, and we will look to use it on the show. And that's great interaction from a new club this week from Kidlington. We've had some more interaction, haven't we, from Ardley
definitely
United?
had as well, because I was there on Saturday witnessing a fantastic local derby. 1-1 it ended there. We saw the goal, first goal scored by the Kidlington captain there. I did spend some time with the club secretary, Liam Middleton. We'll feature him, I think, on next week's show, okay, about the trials and tribulations of actually getting a game on, okay. So, but later on we do have an interview with Ian Fever, who's the Ardley chairman, okay. That's coming up later on in the show. But thanks again to the hospitality of Kidlington Football Club, Ardley as well. I hope to go to see Ardley at some point too, but they have great trouble getting their games on. They've got about 6 games in hand as we're here later on in the show.
When you say later on in the show, Colin, we're going to show that now.
Are we really? Okay.
Yeah, we are definitely going to show that now. Here's Colin's interview with Ian Fever.
Interesting situation you're in, because you've got, I think, as much as 7 games in hand over the top side at the moment. So, ground staff here have worked incredibly hard today to get this game on. You must be very pleased, because I don't think you had a game since the 24th of January. Is that right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think since the turn of the year, we've played 2 games, and I think Kidlington have played 8 games. And since the beginning of November, we've only played 2 games at home. We were having a fantastic season. The momentum was with us, but then when you're playing once every 3 or 4 weeks, you just lose that momentum. It's been a really difficult time, and the players are obviously they're frustrated with. It's the weather. There's nothing much we can do about it.
Except, I suppose, we turned to the Kidlington club secretary just before we spoke to you about the fact that a 3G pitch would make a huge difference to clubs like yourself and Kidlington.
Yeah, I should say, by the way, well done to Kidlington for getting this game on today. It's really appreciated. You know, it's so good to be able to play a game of football. But yeah, those teams at the top, near the top of the table, I know we are amongst them, that those teams near the top with the 3G pitches do have a real advantage. And fair play to them. They've managed to raise the funds to put 3G in, but it makes a massive difference when you can play consistently. You don't have these problems. I think there's only 2 ways around this, because every year the weather is getting worse, and every year it gets worse. So either you start the season in March and finish in October, or you get a 3G pitch. But for some of us, for some clubs, it's a very difficult thing to do.
So we talked about the running that you've got as things stand, and the fact that towards the end of the season you may well have to be starting to play Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. I know Mark Maskingham's been on social media saying that you brought the youth team to be more integrated into your first team now and sign a few more players. But what's your view on whether or not the season should be extended, or just simply have to play the games out and see how it goes?
I don't think the season should. My personal opinion, and people may disagree with me with it, even within the club, but I think we just see the season out when it should be finished. So if that means we have to play 3 games in a week, then so be it. But as it stands, we have 5 more games that need to be scheduled. They're all home games. And we have 5 dates that we can slot them into without needing to go 3 games a week. We can actually do it 2 games a week, provided we don't get any more called off. That's a big if.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing it today. We just checked. I've just talked to Liam, the club secretary of Kidlington. He was saying that his best friend at the moment are a pitchfork, a bucket of sand, in the weather app.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we've got a ton of sand being delivered on Tuesday, which is going on the pitch for Tuesday night. But it's a 2-edged sword, because you can put the sand on it, which soaks up the bogginess, but then the ball doesn't bounce on the sand, so you can't win. So I hope the officials can just let that go a little bit, because at least the pitch, you can stand on it, it's not dangerous, but the ball doesn't bounce as well on sand.
Well, the referee, quite rightly, wasn't going to chat to me about his secrets of how he decides on whether a game should be played or not. But from your experience, what are the main reasons why a referee would decide a game should be called off? There are obvious ones. If it's under about 6 foot of water, there's no competition. But actually, in terms of the fine line, sometimes when you're desperate to get a game on, what do you think are the referees' key decisions that they have to how they make those decisions?
It's always player safety. They always take that into concern. That's the prime objective. I was a little bit frustrated last week because the area of the pitch that got our game called off was literally 2 yards by 2 yards. It was a small area of the pit that was like a little bog, And the ref said if the ball bounces there and players go diving in, there'll be a broken ankle. And I just thought, it's such a small part of the pitch. It's so frustrating. But I get it, because if the ref calls the game on and someone breaks an ankle, the ref's going to be sued. So that's the world that we live in today. You never would have had that when we were playing football. That never happened.
No, I know. You see pictures of the old days with baggy shorts and snow on the ground where you can't see the white lines.
Diving headers.
Yeah, I know. Leather balls that weigh about half a ton. Yeah, I mean, you have to say that the game has changed beyond all recognition over the past 20 years. There's a lot more player safety, a lot more concussion protocols coming in.
Right. It
is right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, maybe the I think we should have. There has been a bit of an own goal with the combined counters league. I don't like to criticise, but we did say at the start of the season we had hardly any midweek home games.
Yeah.
In August, September, October, and we brought it up then. I emailed the league and said November, December, January, and February are going to be a massive challenge, because it always is. But they never changed it, and we played just a couple of home midweek games then, and we could have played 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah, and when players are fresh from a summer break, regime, just pre-season.
The pitch isn't going to be bad in August, September, October. You can play games then. But the teams with 3G pitches were playing then. They should have been playing in the winter. Yeah. So it's just, they just got it wrong. They got to learn from that and not do that again next season.
Right, I'm not going to tempt fate by doing what they call commentator's curse, okay?
Yeah.
But let's say that you blister your way through all the rest of your fixtures, right? Regardless of whether you're playing, 3 games a week and everything else, and you're there, you're promoted, okay? So I've been sat with the chairman of Oxford City Football Club and Northley and others there about the double-edged sword sometimes that promotion can bring, because that comes with additional ground regulations, floodlighting, whatever it is, okay? So there's more money sometimes required when you go up the league. In Ardley's situation where you are now, when you get promoted, okay, so what do you need to do in terms of changing the ground and coming up to the expectation of the next level up?
Well, like you say, it's an if, because there's a lot of teams competing for those top spots, and having games in hand is one thing, but you've got to get points on the board against good opposition like today. But in terms of as a chairman and the committee I work with and the management team, we're very ambitious. But what we've built, if you remember, I took this club over from Warren Stacey 9 years ago, and the first couple of years we had no budget at all, and we've built it. We've made the club self-sustainable. So if I was to go tomorrow, which I'm not, the club carries on. So every year, our ability to spend money increases every year, because we've built the amount of sponsors we have and the community that we have around the club. So if we have the opportunity to go up, we will have everything you need, including being able to invest in the players and the team and everything else. So we're ambitious. We want to keep moving forwards. And step 4 is the dream. It's the holy grail. We've never been there. Kiddington have been there. That's where we want to go. So whether it happens this year or next year, I don't know. We'll see.
So there we are. That's Ian Fever chatting to me. Thank you ahead of the fantastic Kiddington versus Ardley derby last Saturday. And thanks to Wes Spear and the Cape for tidying up my attempts there. I did warn Ian, this is my first solo effort as a videographer. Normally I'm a radio man with a radio mic and recording that in audio only. But if you can think you can do better, with these things, then come and try your hand. Join us to the Oxsports Unleashed team here. Here's the address to send us your clips, but also if you want to get involved with us, oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. We'd be only too happy to have you on board with us. Okay, so thanks to Wes and everybody else for helping me with that, and also to, Ian Fever. I hope to get up to Ardley very soon. But also, we have next week's show, we're going to feature a little bit by Liam Middleton too, the secretary, about the trials and tribulations of getting a game on in this dreadful weather. He tells me his best mates at the moment are a pitchfork, a bucket of sand, and 3 different weather apps to check the weather.
He needs to get out more, doesn't he?
I think he says that himself, actually, yeah, indeed. Okay, we are going to stick with football now, because our roving reporter, Kieran Bushnell, was out on Sunday afternoon to witness a cracking game that Oxford United ladies lost by a single goal penalty, I think. So he caught up with the skipper, Nemi Bardot, after that game, and here's the interview that he did with her after last Sunday's narrow defeat.
Well, joining me is Naomi Beddoe. Naomi, a 1-0 defeat against WSL side, unbeaten WSL side, but what a performance you put in. You must be very, very proud.
Yeah, massively. I think we stuck to a game plan for 90 plus minutes. We prepped well. We didn't have too much time to prep with the game midweek and stuff, but the girls stuck to the game plan and put in a really good performance, so I'm really proud of everyone.
And you went toe-to-toe, didn't you, throughout the whole, 96 minutes plus. But for a penalty, you could have very easily taken them to extra time. It was that close.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think we, like you say, we could have essentially won the game. We could have taken it to extra time, could have won. So yeah, just a penalty that didn't break us down in actual live play. So yeah, again, like a performance to be proud of.
I guess looking forward now, you can put this behind you now, a brilliant run though it is, and you can now look forward to producing similar in the rest of the league season, and there's no reason why you can't push on in the league now.
Most definitely. The performance showed that we can compete with the top of WSL2, so we can compete with anyone in our league, and like I said, hopefully we can put in the performances the rest of the season, and we could position ourselves at the top of the table, so yeah.
Well, Naomi, you were outstanding, real captain's performance from you. Unlucky. Good luck for the rest of the season, and thanks for talking to me.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
So our thanks there to Kieran Bushton for that interview with the Oxford United Women's Football Club captain, Naomi Beddoe, after that narrow defeat to Charlton at the weekend. Now, we've got a few little mic issues tonight. Sorry about that. I'm holding my little road there a bit better up there, so we'll change those over as we get further into the programme. But next week, we're going to have a look at the midweek games. Is that right, Woodsy?
Yeah, we got some midweek results through. Oxford City had there's not many goals actually in the week, to be fair. It was a goalless draw, Oxford City at home to Telford, and also goalless for Banbury United at home to Stratford Town. There was a loss for Tame United at home against Welwyn Garden City by 1-0. And then Ardley United back on winning ways after their draw at the weekend, beating Reading City 1-0. Milton United had a draw away at Hollyport for 1-1, and Northley were 2-0 losers against Broadfields United. And finally, Abingdon United away to Virginia Water. It was a 2-2 draw. So some good results there for our sides. Oxford City continuing to still get some points, but probably need a win or two to just help them push out of their relegation slot. But that's pretty much the midweek games. So I think that takes us from the round ball to the oval ball. Colin, and Chinna Rugby.
Does indeed. So Chinna been going great guns recently, but unfortunately there came a cropper. Doncaster beat them by it's 19-36 the final score there. So we have now some footage of that game, courtesy of Clubber TV. Take it away, Patrick.
Managing to half disrupt and stopping things. The ball comes out. Crash ball is taken in there. Passman unable to get over, but Carter darts through. Looks to level the scores. Ball smuggled up towards the line, offloaded, brilliantly collected, and touchdown. Edwards running on that crash ball. And now helped again, Vianu. He's got pace outside him. That is great pace for Oliver Failer. And in 2 minutes, he has 2 tries, and Doncaster slice open Chinna at will. Ball fired out. VR managing to bounce one. And then fighting through, and it's going to be a hat-trick. And just helped on its way, and now Kerr looking to go round the outside. Probably should have continued to go round the outside of Smith there, but ball is recycled and then helped on its way, and it is a stroll in. Passionate defence here. Burnett, though, flings it over the top, and a stroll in for try number 5. And the numbers there are half breaks through the line into Freddie Owsley, helps it on its way. Borton didn't back himself for the line. Carter fired into that midfield, and Cave is through and will score under the posts. To the back of the line, beautifully collected. Carter ducks back inside, just held up short. Another pick and go here. And the try is scored. Once again, trying to use the battering ram of McNabb over on that far side. Doncaster carried up to the line and scored in the corner. Goes into touch. And there is the final whistle. It has been a consummate performance from the Doncaster Knights. They did the main part of the damage in that first half.
Well, Patrick's just said actually Mike's
Well,
going
Mike's
live,
going
but
live,
we
I
do
know,
need
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit
It's
of a
going very
sound
well
check.
tonight, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We don't just throw this programme together.
But
Oh, yes, we
I can
do.
tell you what's happened because we had lovely headphones start. Thanks very much to Matt Bowden who's come across and given us the headphones. Now Patrick can hear what's going on, okay, and we switched to our little other lapel mics as well. So there you go. Technical stuff. If you can do better, come and join us and have a go.
He'll think he's assistant producer now. 'cause
Well, he
he's
is.
just brought that in.
Yeah. We're giving credit, okay, for that one. So we are live at Oxford Downs Cricket Club. We're very grateful to them for having us on a Thursday night here, and also grateful to Clubber TV for that footage of Chinna, even though it was a defeat. Thanks for that footage there. Right, Woodsy, what's coming up next, sir?
I'm hoping that they can get back to winning ways.
Yeah,
Get
absolutely,
down to
yeah.
Kingsley Road because it's well worth it.
It's
They play
brilliant.
some really good rugby. Of late, they've played some amazing rugby, and the games have been so close. It wasn't quite the case, obviously.
But it's
last
fast
weekend.
attacking rugby.
It's great
It's
stuff.
entertaining stuff.
Brilliant.
It's good.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, it is actually on to our results service, and I keep saying you don't get this anywhere else, and it's probably a good time to just highlight, and it's been on the screen a little bit tonight, the podcast that Patrick and Colin do on a Monday night, and that goes out on Spotify and YouTube. And you can listen to all the roundup of all the local sport from the previous weekend. So it's well worth a listen. Get across to any of your channels, but Spotify and YouTube, you'll be able to find it. Lock and Ryde Roundup. So good on you.
Indeed. So, shall we look at the league? Well, we've got results first.
Yeah,
Results. I think. Yeah,
we'll
full
do the
results.
results.
Yes. Let's have a go at that.
Our thanks to K-Dog, Lapdog, K-Frog for his input on the results this week and the tidying up from Wes. We thank you very much, because it is quite a hard job that to get that
We should
round up.
explain, right, that Kieran Bristol's nickname for some reason is K-Dog. I'm not entirely sure. It's lost in the history
Long
of
story,
time.
long story.
But he has trouble with his laptop. We rechristened him K-Lap last week, and then his dog, Holly Dog, brought a frog in from the garden last week and plonked it in his, on his carpet in the lounge. So he's now become K-Frog. It's evolving, isn't it?
He was hopping mad.
Yes.
Sorry. Moving straight on with these dad jokes. I think we're going straight on to the league tables. Even the producer's shaking his head.
Yeah, I know. Quite right.
He should just edit that out, shouldn't he?
I know.
Basically?
Right, I'll do Oxford United. They get a point away at Middlesbrough, and then Stoke on Tuesday night. They lost 2-1. Very unlucky again. Will Lancashire, the lad up front, almost got an equalising goal, okay, or a second goal, okay. So it wasn't to be, and they are deep in doo-doos. They have West Brom, as you hear in Fixture Focus, coming up the weekend. They are running out of games now to survive in the Championship. Next slide, please, young man.
Crucial game.
Yeah.
And in the National League North, there we go, Oxford City in that 4th relegation spot with 32 points. But they, a couple of wins. I keep saying a couple of wins. It takes them up, and it's just the worrying time of the sides below them that have got some games in hand. But we'll keep our fingers crossed for the Hoops.
Indeed, we will. Right, meanwhile, Banbury United, they didn't get a game on Saturday. They got a draw, I think, on Tuesday evening. Got a game on there. Still in 9th position, though. Looking pretty strong as things stand.
In the Southern Football League Division 1 Central, there you go, Tame United in 6th position, 54 points, 29 games. A couple of games in hand over the sides above them, Bickleswade and Bickleswade Town and FC, that is. So hopefully they can push their way into those promotion slots, or playoff slots, I should say. Good luck to Tame.
I nearly went to see him on Saturday and they lost, so I was quite glad I didn't go and see him, because I didn't want to jinx them. Right,
No,
Didcot
absolutely.
Town, okay. After that battering they had the weekend, they're still in a good position though. We haven't heard quite yet Jamie Heapy's analysis of what went wrong, but there they are in 12th, having put points on the board as the season picked up.
Cracking game, that.
Yeah.
Loads of goals. And there we go, with Ardley with those games in hand in 7th position. Gidlington just above on 47 points. And then Wallingford and Crowmarsh going wow in 4th with 53 points. And then Milton United in 9th on 41 points. In the Cherry Red Records Combined Counties Football League Premier Division North,
We should have a
without a pause.
Yeah.
Top half.
Okay, Abingdon there on 14th, and North Lee still struggling. They had problems with their pitch, as we said last week, with a spring bubbling up in the 6-yard area and a huge trench being dug. I think we did in the podcast the fact they're going to have to play their next game away, I think, to allow them time to get their pitch perfect.
And into the GCE Higher Fleet United Counties League Premier South, Easington Sports there in 17th position with 23 points. I think they're reasonably comfortable above those 2 relegation slots. And as you will notice, big shout out for Bugbrook St Michael's off the bottom, probably still going to get relegated.
Probably. You never know, do you? Have they got any games in hand? They've got a few games in hand. Look, 3 on the top, on the North.
Yeah, you never
they have.
know.
Yeah.
You never know. Come on, Bugbrook St Michael's. We're rooting for you.
Okay, Wantage Town, okay. They are keeping up their pressure on top side FC Stratford. FC Stratford still have a game in hand, though. And fair way ahead as things stand. But hopefully they will actually be in the playoff places, and hopefully I'll get out there again soon and have a chat to their chairman as well and find out all the exciting stuff that's going on over there at Wantage Town Football Club. Great little club. Get over there if you're local to them and check out their next home game.
I'm looking at that. I think they're guaranteed a playoff spot.
Yeah, hopefully so. But dodgy old time playoffs are like they're cup games, aren't they?
No,
Really?
they
So
are.
yeah,
They are indeed. And in that Division 1, we can see that Clanfield and Tame are still rock
adrift,
bottom,
aren't they?
really,
Yeah.
really adrift from sides above them. Carterton up to 13th now with 24 points, rooting for them, for my home side. They've got a few games in hand as well, actually, over the sides above them. So hopefully they can push up, mid-table. And if anybody in from Carterton wants to come in to the show, please do get in contact with us. Desperate to have a piece on Carterton.
First up to the Women's National League, Oxford United currently 5th on 26 points.
Yeah, carry on. Oh, sorry. Division 1 South West, Aberdeen United in 6th position on 20 points.
And Oxford City women there on 8th, okay, so, and 12 points there, fair way off Reading, actually in 4th above them. So, but they should, I think, just about be safe in that league, I think.
And that was the league tables as of Tuesday night. So thanks again to Patrick Lock. There wasn't a Where's Patrick in that.
Couldn't see one, no.
I'm sure there was. We just missed it.
Okay, yeah. What we mean by that is normally have things like played 160 games by accident in there, a slip of the fingers, but there wasn't any.
Absolutely.
Spreadsheet
I think it
work
was
this week.
spot on.
Yeah.
I think it was spot on.
We're giving top marks this
Well,
week.
he's producing. He
Yeah,
might
he
cut
is,
us
yeah. He
off.
cut us
He might
off,
cut
mate,
the
yeah.
mics off. So
we thought we were struggling with the sound earlier on, just ticked him off. Probably,
That's what it was. I think that's what it was. Our thanks, though. And that takes us again to our normal feature of Fixture Focus with Messrs.
I think it's just Patrick on his own, actually.
No,
I
I
think
think it's
brief
both of you tonight.
yeah.
So, as I like to call them, Batman and Robin.
Okay, so the weather seems to be getting a little bit warmer, so let's hope that it does stay that way and the rain holds off. If it does hold off, Mr. Patrick Lock, what have local football fans got to look forward to this coming weekend with your normal Fixture Focus, sir?
So the big games come thick and fast, especially for Oxford United and Oxford City. As we mentioned, Oxford United welcome West Brom to the Kassam Stadium. West Brom a couple of places above Oxford United and about 4 points above them. So it feels like a must-win game for Oxford United this weekend in their hopes for survival there. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff at the Kassam Stadium. 3 points a must also for Oxford City. They head to Kings Lynn, a very similar situation, a team not far above them in the league. So need to get 3 points, and it's starting to get to the stage, Colin, isn't it? That it's a bit of do or die, isn't it? With hope sort of staying up.
Yeah,
so
I think it's really, if they don't start to put some wins on the board now, they're just going to run out of games. Patrick, I think he's done it before, though. He did it with Luton, almost got them saved last year. I think, as we said before, with football, it's sometimes the hope that destroys you, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. And so both games there are a 3 p.m. kickoff. To have a look at some teams at the better end of the table, Banbury United are back in action. They're on their travels. They head to Stamford in Southern League Premier Central. In Division 1 Central, Tame United are on the road. They head to Enfield, while Didcot Town host Tavistock in Division 1 South. A day later, Oxford United are back in league action after their cup antics. Antics, is that the right word? Probably not, but we'll go with it anyway. They head down the M5 to Exeter City in Women's National League South. Abingdon United, they are at home. They welcome Moneyfields to the North Court in Division 1 South West. And finally, Oxford City are on the road as well. They head to Fleet Town in the Southern Region Women's Football League Premier. So that is what is coming up this weekend.
Thank you very much indeed, Patrick Locker. That's our regular review of local football in and around Oxford. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. Right then, now then.
We are live at Oxford Downs Cricket Club, and I was
We're being sponsored here. Are
No, we're not being sponsored.
okay.
We wish we could be sponsored here by them, but all our technical kit is kept in the changing rooms here at this wonderful cricket club, Oxford Downs. So I found this in the changing rooms, and I thought, well, okay, they must be preparing for the new season by washing all their kit. I asked you the question, we've heard this before about cricketers, so have you actually opened your kit bag yet this season and found like a dead rat and a half-eaten sandwich in it yet? Have you done that?
No mouldy bananas.
Nothing at all?
No, all good for me.
That's it, really? Well,
I look after my kit.
Well, good. We've heard some stories, though, about people. I think Kieran was guilty once of finding a half-eaten sandwich in his kit at one point, so, but there you go. So I thought this was actually to clean the kit. But I'm told, okay, it's got a magic effect on artificial, even artificial, easy for you to say.
I was going to say.
Grass that you've got here in your training, pitches, yeah? So tell us how you use this stuff.
Well, we only use it on the artificial on the edge of the square.
Okay.
And what it does is you put it down on a reasonably wet February, early March day. It brings out all the moss, kills all the moss. It cleans the actual facility, so the whole pitch is actually brand spanking new for the start of the season. And then you just put your white lines on and your yellow lines and your blue lines and your red lines for different age groups, and you've got almost a new artificial wicket. There you go. You don't get this anywhere else. Tips everywhere.
I know. And the thing is that it smells wonderfully of joy-infused fragrance, okay? So there we are. Tropical lily, apparently, it is.
Yes.
Okay. Right then. So thank you for that. I'll take that off the table now. I'll tell you what, there's quite a few packs here, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Do you need help with
No,
this?
I probably do, yeah. I'll put it down there. I've been told not to spill it. So thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing next then?
Well, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought.
Lost
after
his
that.
plot.
I got a bit sidetracked. We
Cricket.
can actually tell you about James Coles.
We can, yeah, great.
And I'll put my eyes in to tell you
Yes, okay.
a little bit about James Coles. He's been playing for the England Lions against the Pakistan A in the UAE. In the first match, these are all T20s, by the way.
Yeah.
In the first match, he took 2 for 20 from his 4 overs. In the second match, 48 not out in 30 balls.
Pretty good.
And 4 for 18 from his 4 overs. And in the third match, 2 for 28 off his 4 overs. So he's going well in the bowling department and a little bit of batting. He's batting 5, so he's coming in to put bat to ball. So he's managed to do that in one of the 3 games there. So they won all 3 of the T20s, and the 5-match 50-over series begins tomorrow. So we wish Colesy all the very best of luck for that competition. He's doing well. He's flying the flag for Oxfordshire very well in an England's shirt. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Colesy for Sussex against my home county club, Hampshire. Now, last season he was actually playing for Hampshire in the T20s as well, so I wonder whether he'll be picked again. But if he does play for Hampshire in the T20, he looks like a solid all-rounder, actually. Can play with the bat and the ball. Good stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
So you need that. So
it's interesting to watch his development over the last couple of years, and it's still going in the right direction.
Absolutely,
for him. So, well done, Colesy. We are super proud of you, young man. That is for sure. Well, there's also another young man, a totally different sport, that has been selected for the England Taekwondo European Championships. He's a 13-year-old lad called Colin, and I think that's a Twilight reference.
Okay.
So I think the parents must have liked the Twilight films. There we go. But he's from East Hendred, and he's going to these championships in Crete in August.
Wow.
But he needs a little bit of help. There is, as you can see on the screen there, a GoFundMe page, which is highlighted there. Any support you can give this young man, it would be fantastic. It's something we did for Rocket Ronnie,
actually, yeah,
RF Racing last year. It would be great if anybody watching could help this young man realise his dream, to be fair, and to be in that situation where he's been selected for England in those European Championships. We wish him all the very best. And Colin, if you are listening, or anybody who knows him, parents are listening or watching, do get in contact with us. We'd love to get him in with you and have an interview. We did it with Rocket Ronnie last year, and it was fantastic. And it's really good. It'd be another sport that we have not featured on Oxsports Unleashed. So we're all for that. We want to promote any grassroots sports that is being played in our county, and that's another great story.
It's brilliant.
We might see him as a European champion in the near future.
I think it also lets you, how tough it is sometimes for people to actually get into these sports where you've got to fund yourself really, and travel. Down to the parents too, up and down the country, whether you're playing cricket or anything else or football. Parents, without parents' support sometimes you just wouldn't really be able to function, especially if you couldn't drive. You probably can't as a 13-year-old. So, well, if you did, it wouldn't be legal, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
No. Just thought I'd drop that in.
All the best to Colin, and we'll continue to help you if we possibly can advertise that GoFundMe page. So keep our fingers crossed for you. It'd be brilliant.
Well, indeed. We're coming towards the end of the show now?
We are coming towards the end of the show.
But, before we go anywhere at all, there'll be a bit of audience participation from the background here, okay, so in a second. Are you paying attention, Mr. Producer? Good.
No, he's not been paying attention.
No, he is now, okay. Remind us which football team you support, Premier League one.
Me?
Yes.
It's Arsenal.
Isn't it Arsenal? Okay, so usually that means that our producer Booze is a Tottenham man, but they didn't do it. He's got his fingers in his. Well, according to the New Statesman's Joey D'Urso, much of Britain's liberal establishment and cultural elite support Arsenal. Okay, that's because if you speak to a barrister, senior civil servant, or media executive in the capital, they will support more likely Arsenal as their favourite team. So I think really, in due deference to your social standing, right, as being a member of the cultural liberal elite, okay, and the Oxsports Unleashed media executive, I think I should let you end the show with your normal grace and charm, as would be expected of a member of the liberal establishment cultural elite.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I didn't know that was coming. That was an "and finally" from Rollercoaster Ride there. So fair play to you, Colin. That was good. I don't know now how to end the show in that way.
I was relying on Patrick to boo, but since Tottenham lost at the weekend, and probably may well be joining Southampton in the Championship next season. Okay, right? So yeah, he's given up on Tottenham. So, but it's bad news when you're chosen team like Tottenham lose, your adopted team locally, Oxford City, are losing too, right? Yeah. He's not having a good time at the moment. It's our Patrick Lock, but it's only a game, Woodsy, isn't it?
He's doing really well behind us.
He is,
though, isn't he? Fantastic.
Anyway, that's about it.
It is about it.
It is.
Look, that's far too intelligent for me, Colin, to be fair. So it just remains to say thanks ever so much for joining us tonight at Oxford Downs Cricket Club. Please join us again next week when we have a live studio guest in Andrew Rennie, who will be talking about fives. Google it. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing Andrew next week. To have a live studio guest is brilliant. Coming up in the future, we've mentioned already, Kidlington Secretary will talk to us.
Liam Manning, Middleton, sorry, yep.
Yep. And also, I'm looking to catch up with Ellie Noble, now of Plymouth Argyle, very much a Oxford born and bred footballer, and see how she's got on after the concussion that she had a couple of years ago and how that's helped, and the help she got through that, and how she's getting on now with her football at Plymouth. So looking forward to catching up with Ellie next week. So that's about it. So thanks again for watching. Please join us again next week. As I say, good programme to where we'll unleash some more Ox Sports. See you then.
Bye for now.